about an inflatable with your mascot or your tools. So, greeting fellow Hauntworld subscribers. This is Rich Strelak here from Las Vegas, the Asylum and Hotel View. Keeping with Larry's policy of trying to give you guys different experiences, I'm here at Mandalay Bay for the 2023 ISA International Sign Expo. Alright, so this is at Mandalay Bay. I just walked in about the halfway point, and you can kind of see this place is huge. I've forgotten how big Mandalay Bay is, and that it took me almost 3/4 of a mile to get from the main hotel to the convention center. The convention center here they're taking up this section, which is about 600, almost 700,000 square feet. As you can see, the show floor is pretty jammed, and that was with me walking past a whole ton of people in Mandalay Bay with the same tags on. So I'm at the Sign Expo, and you might say, what's the Sign Expo for? Everything that has to do with a sign, any kind of sign and printing. I guess it's a huge business here. One thing I did like about this convention here is they've got like 3 different areas I've seen so far that are learning areas and competition areas and things. This one over here has to do with wraps, so people doing car wraps and things like that. So they'll have different competitions, and then they'll have different types of learning programs and things all throughout the day. So this show covers anything you need in regards to printing and signs. They've got all the big boys here. There's Canon, Epson, HP, all that kind of stuff. On top of that, there's a ton of different smaller vendors. A lot of large format printing and printers. There's several vendors here that are doing laser, anything from laser engraving, as you can see here, laser cutting, huge machines that are doing laser cutting. Another laser engraver. Large CNC machines. They're cutting anything from acrylics and plastics to wood to laminates. These guys here are doing a huge cut in thick plastic. Laser cutting. It's almost going to be impossible to give you a row by row walkthrough of this show, because like I said, it's 600 and almost 700,000 square feet. But to give you the idea of why we would even cover this, if you'll notice this, they're printing on a vinyl material, and you can see they're printing wood, they're printing fabrics. In the haunt business, we have to look at what's going to be the next thing. In theater, in the old days, you went and you hand painted all your flats, all your sceneries, and that's pretty much what we do as haunters. Well, in theater, that's almost a thing of the past. Now you create your scenery on a computer, and then you print it out on large format printing like this. So, is that the next step for the haunters? You want sets and scenery? You can get out there and try and paint something that looks like brick, or maybe you just print something that looks like a brick. This is just vinyl. Now, how many of us are having trouble finding wallpapers or weird patterns, or for that matter, tile? Well, if you can't find it, maybe you just print it. The good part is this stuff you can print on vinyl, you can print on a paper, or the thing that brought me here is you can print on a substrate. Substrate, I mean a different type of material. I'm using a product from Grimco, and I'll try and find my way back to that booth there. Grimco has a material called Metal Max, and it's a metal sheeting. Here, look at this. You're talking photorealistic and large print formatting. So, I was invited here by Grimco. Let's see if I can find their booth. So here's Grimco. It's a company that has a outlet here in Vegas. A couple of them I noticed. But Jim Upchurch, another haunter, he turned me on to a product that he was using, and it's called Metal Max. So it's actually a metal fab material here, bonded, and you can print on it. So it comes in whites, it comes in colors. I actually use this Metal Max as my facade pieces. So this Metal Max material is actually a plastic in middle, and then it's got aluminum sandwich. It's hard to see this. Aluminum laminated on both sides. Panels are pretty sturdy, almost indestructible. They're meant for outdoor signage, and like I said, the good part is they can print right on them. I just bought ones that were white, mounted them on my metal frames, and that became my facade. About 4 years ago, we also went and I went to Studio Tech Effects, and I bought his wall panel system, and instead of putting wood on it or vinyl on it, I actually put the Metal Max. I did them in white and black, so it's part of my outdoor maze, and in a white room area that I have, all done with the Metal Max on metal frames. So instead of 3-inch wide, 3.5-inch wide panels, my panels are literally about 1.25 inches. So Grimco, being one of the suppliers, was nice enough to get me in here. Everything you can imagine. Large format printing. You need all kinds of equipment to put up signs. They've got that here too. They've got everything from printing on shirts, printing on vinyl, printing on paper, printing on plastic. Lights, LED, neon looking stuff is LED. Like I said, it would be really difficult to turn around and walk each aisle. I've been here for about 1.5 hours, I think, so far. And there's just a lot of stuff to see. Like I said, with the big format printing, that could be the way we go. Sets and sceneries, you create the whole thing in your computer, print it out on a large format, then you either take the material like a vinyl or a paper material, attach that to your actual panels, or like I said with the Metal Max stuff, you can print on that. So you, instead of plywood, you just buy the Metal Max type material, print directly on that, screw that onto your wall panels, and you got photorealistic scenery. Like I said, almost 700,000 square feet of floor space. Here's the map, they put it on the floor. Huge. Like I said, the thing I saw is there's 3 separate areas that I've seen so far that are lecture, show area, that they have competitions or lectures or explanations. They had a car being wrapped. This is another laser printer thing, so it's engraving stuff.
How's it going?
Good.
Good.
So, give you a little taste of what's happening here. I think they're doing a demo on wrapping a car. That's definitely an art form. Instead of repainting your hearse, have it wrapped. So, would you go to one of these shows and buy this machinery? Probably not. They do have some cool engraving machines and CNC machines, but a lot of stuff you can source out. So that's the ticket. You find a local distributor that will handle that kind of stuff for you, large format printing, and then you just go there, have them do it for you. Okay, I just walked around the corner. Here's a company, little guy here, but Coastal Enterprises, and they do. Looks like they're doing stuff in heavy foam. They also have the hard coat stuff. So different types of hard coating available. That could be useful. So Coastal Enterprises. Okay, I'm stopping here just because that's kind of cool. It's called Channel Bender. So when you see those big outdoor signs with the individual letters, well, this is the machine that makes those. So it takes the metal, bends it, and creates those signs, the individual letters that you see on the outside of a building. Put in the letters, the machine does the work. Always wondered how they made those. Channel Bender. Alright, so here I am over at the Canon booth, and check this out. We're printing this on sparkly vinyl type material. Imagine that in your haunt. There you go. How about some neon at the entrance to your haunt? Or how about you get a professionally custom-made inflatable? How about an inflatable with your mascot? Or your tools? This could definitely be haunt related. So it's ANKA Inflatables. Custom made inflatables.
You clearly have watched videos, you've done your research.
So here's near the wrap experience. So here they got a little lectures and information going on here.
So first and foremost, the first step is going to be able to basically
suppliers
for the next 10, 15 minutes so you can see
with all the pieces and parts you need for wrapping cards.
Okay. Second off, I would, if someone's going to ask me,
like I said, this show is huge. I've been here a couple hours and I haven't really covered everything, but I've covered as much as possible. So like we've said before, you never know. If you have a show and if it's near you, go to it. You never find out. I mean, here, this is one of several different manufacturers of lasers. I actually bought myself a laser machine similar to this because we were doing some engravings and it was just cost effective for me to buy a unit and do it myself. Alright, this laser company, they can cut through metal. Check that out. Remember our friend Alan Hops did a thing about engraving in some plexiglass, all done by hand. And look at the detail you can get with a laser system.
I've seen you many times.
You can think of it, they can find a way to build it. Here's a company doing pop-up displays, doing canopies, custom printed, banners. That's WS Wholesale Displays. About LED power supplies. Almost all signage is now switching over to LEDs. We're switching over to LEDs too. Power supplies. And to find my way back to these guys, Peachtree City Foam Craft. So they do a lot of stuff in foam, hard coated. Like I I said, a little bit of everything. It's kind of funny when you look at it. When I started, we were looking for a decent material to make our wall panels out of, and we went to the sign business. We found their outdoor signboards were super durable, kind of on the thick side, but damn near indestructible. Well, now 25 years later, I'm back to the sign business again. This time using a metal laminated corrugated board that's now less than 1/4 of an inch thick and durable as hell. So, like I said, a huge show. This is just giving you a little bit of a highlight of what's around. So, saves you time, saves you energy, because I put on several miles already going back and forth here. So, once again, Rich Strelak from the Asylum and Hotel Fear in Las Vegas, covering the Sign Expo for Hauntworld. If you like this, like Larry says, just click below, sign in, like it, subscribe, and see what they come up with next.
For scary videos and more, subscribe to our YouTube page, Hauntworld.com.